Just as the world was holding its breath over the possibility of a major new war erupting between an angry Iran and the United States and its allies, it seems as if both sides have called, well, an unofficial truce, you could call it. In fact, Donald Trump may have actually pulled off a major political and security victory in this ongoing clash with the rogue nation. Of course, those who detest the president won't buy that assessment. But on reflection, if you think about it, he's firstly been bold enough to take out an evil military commander in the form of General Soleimani, someone whose power-directed militia within Hezbollah, in Syria and even in Yemen. And let's not forget, only recently he led an attack in Kirkuk, which resulted in the death of one civilian and injuries to US troops. If US intelligence is right, in taking out Soleimani, Trump has also managed to prevent a major plot to kill Americans in the region. I would have thought that's the second benefit of what he has risked. He's pushed Iran hard, but of course he's done the same with all his foreign dealings. He pushes hard. That's the start of the negotiation process. And he's managed to sustain extremely limited military backlash, resulting in no casualties. That's another plus. And yet Iran has emerged in the eyes of its people, which is important, as a victor as well, which helps quell their anger. He then has the temperament to put the weaponry back in the hangar, resist a counterattack, and use sanctions as his next step.
Nations have tolerated Iran's destructive and destabilizing behavior in the Middle East and beyond. Those days are over.
Now, some of the more astute commentators across the globe are saying that Trump may have just changed the rules of engagement with the help of Twitter. Now, it sounds almost juvenile, but you cannot question the effectiveness of what he typed and the timing of his words. He's also managed to do just enough, but not too much, in order to keep Iran's allies, China and Russia, on the sidelines.
The time has come for the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Russia, and China to recognize this reality. They must now break away from the remnants of the Iran deal, or JCPOA. And we must all work together toward making a deal with Iran that makes the world a safer and more peaceful place.
All that tough talk about we're going to end any new war, about taking out oil fields, and of course there was the threat about taking out culturally significant sites as well. That tough talk has undoubtedly been enough to blunt Iran's retaliation.
The American people should be extremely grateful and happy. No Americans were harmed in last night's attack by the Iranian regime. We suffered no casualties. All of our soldiers are safe.
It really is astonishing. Now, Trump speaks tough, but he's no warmonger, we know that. And this would be his sort of victory. Yes, he's unpredictable, no doubt unpredictable in even his own eyes at times, but you can't question his loyalty and intent in protecting his fellow Americans. He was prepared to shake the very foundations of partial peace in the Middle East because Americans were apparently in danger from Soleimani's army of terror. This is where Trump is prepared to take risks, and it was a massive risk. And there haven't been too many American presidents before him who've carried through with striking at the very heart of a regime such as Iran, part of the axis of evil. It's quite similar to what Ronald Reagan did back in 1986 when he bombed Libya's Colonel Gaddafi. That too changed the way Libya behaved forever and has long been viewed as a shrewd victory for the late president. And what Trump has also managed to do domestically is push the Democratic salivation towards his impeachment off the front pages. It's a win in so many ways. He is unpredictable. He's loose with the truth sometimes. A loose cannon, often. But on the score of trade, on the score of economy, and now international security in the Middle East, he's on top of his game. It's just that his haters won't ever give him that credit. But even they can probably, tonight, breathe a sigh of relief.